Top 10 Unremembered U.S. Presidents. 10. Martin Van Buren. Martin Van Buren was the first President of the United States of America to conduct an investigation into the capabilities of the federal government to address a national economic crisis. Administration, the United States went through its first Great Depression, yet, he did not embrace expansive government authority as a response to the economic crisis, which led to the downfall of his presidency. In addition to this, he reinforced the responsibility of the judiciary to investigate presidential actions and change the power dynamic over the handling of slavery. 9. William Henry Harrison. William Henry Harrison, who died just a month after taking office, accomplished nothing constitutionally significant during his presidency. He did, in fact, on practically every topic. As the first Whig elected president, he was largely expected to follow the party's demands and defer to Congress and even his administration. Harrison began to defy party wishes throughout his brief presidency. He opposed legislative leaders' attempts to tell him what he should do, notably Whig Party founder Henry Clay. As a result, he delivered one of the first blows to the Whig Party's ideas of the weak presidency and a Supreme Congress. 8. John Tyler. After gaining the vice presidency with the slogan Tippecanoe and Tyler too, his destiny as a historical footnote seemed certain. Being called his accidency after he succeeded William Henry Harrison made it inevitable. When Tyler rejected a national bank bill, all but one of his cabinet colleagues resigned in protest. He was removed from his own party and impeached by the House. After losing the 1845 presidential election, Tyler helped the Confederacy. After losing another fight, he perished in the Confederate House. 7. Millard Fillmore. Millard Fillmore ascended from a log cabin on New York's frontier to the presidency like a Horatio Alger story. All the ingredients for a great story were there. His presidency was infamous for the wrong reasons. After Zachary Taylor's death, Fillmore became president and became preoccupied on the 1850 Compromise, which balanced slave and free states after the Mexican-American War. As the New York Times noted, he would be on the wrong side of history if he approached the struggle as a political matter. In his effort to broker the act, he crafted legislation that unified everyone in their anger and did little to ease tensions that led to civil war. 6. Zachary Taylor. Taylor was just the second Whig to be elected president, but he dealt a number of blows to the Whigs' idea of a weak administration. Before he died, one of his most important activities was to urge that Congress accept additional Mexico and California as new states to the Union, tipping the federal power balance in favor of abolition. The Whigs' aspirations for a weak president were shattered by his obstinacy in standing firm and utilizing the powers of his position to achieve his goal. They didn't want him since he was the polar opposite of what they desired. 5. Chester Arthur. It is possible that no other president before Chester Arthur more demonstrated the transformative power of the office than Chester Arthur did. Despite the fact that Arthur came to power as a beneficiary of the much-maligned spoils system, he chose to put principle ahead of short-term political gain and thereby sacrificed longtime supporters within his party. In doing so, he placed principle ahead of short-term political gain. As a consequence of this, he was the first president to undertake genuine civil service reform, and he made a series of merit-based nominations, which resulted in the restoration of public faith in the government. 4. Warren G. Harding. Initially, Warren G. Harding is considered one of America's worst presidents. Harding was a newspaper publisher from Ohio who became a senator. He preferred gambling, drinking, and womanizing over work. Republican officials chose Harding because he was beautiful and obedient. He was elected president in 1920, pledging to restore normalcy before World War I. Harding nominated a string of unscrupulous bureaucrats, culminating in the Teapot Dome bribery episode, in which a cabinet secretary was condemned to jail. Harding's mistress and illegitimate daughter wrote a best-selling book about him. 3. Benjamin Harrison. Benjamin Harrison was an American lawyer and politician who served as the United States' 23rd president from 1889 to 1893. He was the great-grandson of Benjamin Harrison V., a founding father who signed the United States Declaration of Independence, and the grandson of William Henry Harrison, the 9th president. Harrison grew up on a farm along the Ohio River and attended Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, where he earned his bachelor's degree. He became a renowned local attorney, Presbyterian church leader, and politician in Indiana after relocating to Indianapolis. He was a colonel in the Union Army during the American Civil War, and the U.S. Senate approved him as a brevet brigadier general of volunteers in 1865. In 1876, Harrison ran for governor of Indiana but lost. Harrison was elected by the Indiana General Assembly to a 6-year term in the United States Senate, which he held from 1881 to 1887. 2. Calvin Coolidge. From 1923 to 1929, Calvin Coolidge served as the 30th President of the United States. Born in Vermont, Coolidge was a New England Republican lawyer who rose through the ranks of Massachusetts state politics to become the state's 48th governor. His response to the 1919 Boston police strike catapulted him into the national limelight and established him as a man of action. He was chosen as the 29th Vice President of the United States the following year, and when Warren G. Harding died suddenly in 1923, he took over as president. In 1928, he declined to run for president again, claiming that 10 years as president was longer than any other guy has had it, too long. 1. Stephen Grover Cleveland. Stephen Grover Cleveland was an American lawyer and politician who served as the 22nd and 24th President of the United States of America, respectively, from 1885 to 1889 and 1893 to 1897. Cleveland was born on March 18, 1837, and passed away on June 24, 1908. Cleveland is the only president to have held the office of president for a total of 2 terms that were not consecutive. In 1884, 1888, and 1892, he was elected president, making him one of just 2 Democrats to achieve this feat during the period of Republican presidential supremacy that lasted from 1861 through 1933. He was elected president in 1884, 1888, and 1892.